Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Today, I'm at Bluestone Country Club in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. And coming up on today's show, first we're going to take a look at a recent event held right here at Bluestone. Every summer, the Mid-Atlantic Blind Golfers Association holds a series of tournaments for blind golfers, and one of them was here at Bluestone. Also ahead today, Jeff Surrett, Executive Director of the Philadelphia Section of the PGA, will bring us up to date on what happened at Cedarbrook Country Club recently. They had a junior PGA Tour event. It was a chance for some of those juniors to put their game on national display. Leila Mackey will be here with a fitness tip from one of our Rothman specialists. And also we'll go to French Creek. You know, they've taken that farm to table concept into the bar. At French Creek, they have a unique drink. You can only get it there. And Leila will give us a sample. That's next, coming up right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination MONTCO Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
When I got back from the Gulf War, I was afraid to leave my house for 5 years. Clearview Hope and Renee Powell saved my life.
When I started Clearview Hope, I wanted to do all that I could to help our nation's women military veterans.
Renee, with golf, you have empowered all of us, and we just cannot thank you enough.
The best stories end in thanks. Share your story at ThanksPGAPro.com.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now with a look back at a recent event held at Bluestone Country Club. It involved some 30 golfers who are members of the Mid-Atlantic Blind Golfers Association. They get to play more than 24 times a year at some of the great golf courses, part of the Golf Association of Philadelphia. We went to Bluestone, caught up with a couple of the golfers and their mentors.
21-footer, okay? I think it's going to break right to left. Okay, and you know the speed of it, okay, so it's going to break right to left.
The organization is the Mid-Atlantic Blind Golf Association, and we've been around since the mid-1940s. You know, it's an opportunity for blind and visually impaired golfers to play the game of golf. It's a golf organization, but it's more of a, as much as that, it's a social thing for enabling blind people to get out and play golf.
Nice going. Whoa, right on the green.
When I was 8 years old, my dad was teaching my brother, and I wanted to give it a try, so my dad took me and my brother out at the same time, and he started teaching me how to play. It's peaceful and fun to play.
Many of the blind golfers say if it wasn't for us and other organizations of this type, they would be homebound. This gets them out, gets them to know fellow golfers in the same category of sight that they're in. An instance and thoughts of we're all in it together and let's make the best that we can. It's funny because I've never heard any blind golfer complain, especially when they're on the golf course.
You have to be qualified, in order to join the organization, you need a doctor's note to say that you are, in fact, legally blind. And we have a program where you send the golfers to a golf pro, a local golf pro, and we make sure that the golfer is capable of playing 18 holes of golf. And what we're looking for is we're not looking for great golfers, we're just looking for people that can hit the ball semi-solid and keep the pace of play moving.
The coaches has more requirements than just showing up. They have to make sure that the golfer gets to the course and home from the course. In addition to that, depending on the member's blindness, they may have to tee the ball and walk off steps. If they're just legally blind, they can usually play the ball by teeing it up themselves, and they just need help in the direction.
And we have 35 courses we play on average a year, starting from the beginning of April to early November. So we pretty much have one event a week. And we play courses like Ace and Bluestone today. We play a lot of very nice courses, and a lot of courses in the area have been very generous to donate course time to us. Our website is mabga.org, which is the abbreviation for Middle Atlantic Blind Golf Association. You can find information about our history, the phone numbers there, contact people, and that's how you get a hold of us.
Stay with us, more to come here on Inside Golf. Jeff Surrett from the Philadelphia section of the PGA takes a look at a recent event held for juniors. Leila Mackey from the section will have a fitness tip with one of our Rothman specialists, and also she'll give us a sampling of a special drink that's only available at French Creek. That's next on Inside Golf.
The first tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Well, as promised, here's Jeff Surrett, Executive Director of the Philadelphia section of the PGA, with a look at a recent junior event.
So PGA Junior League nationally has over 46,000 kids in it. We're lucky enough here in Philadelphia to have over 130 teams and just over 1,200 kids participate in our program here in the Philadelphia section.
Yeah, it's actually set up so that it should.
So out of our 130 plus teams, we had two local section qualifiers 2 weeks ago, had 160 kids at those two events, and we got down to the top 8 teams that are here today at Cedarbrook to get to our ultimate section champion. So the golf courses themselves are set up. The maximum yardage is 2,900 yards for the 9 holes. The boys and the girls all play from the same tee markers. So it's really built as one event for the kids to enjoy together. So it's not maxed out for the best players or the best hitters. It's really built to have a nice, fun, interactive atmosphere. One of the great things about Junior League is it's built into a team atmosphere, almost like we call it the Little League of Golf. So it is very much a team atmosphere. It's a scramble format. There are mandatory substitutions as they go around their 9 holes. So the great thing about it is you see the kids work together as a team to ultimately try and win as many flags as they can as they go through the 9 holes. One of the other great things about Junior League is that it's boys and girls, 13 years of age and under. And the other really cool thing about this championship is I think there are almost close to 50-50 boys and girls that are here today for the championship. Great to see for the future of golf. and especially here for golf in Philadelphia. So Junior League is a homegrown product. So clubs around the section and around the country, they build their programs, they build their teams locally. So some clubs have one team and some clubs have up to 4 teams in their league at their club. So it's really very much a grassroots effort at the club level, driven by our PGA professionals and the members at those facilities. So if kids want to get involved in Junior League, they can see their local PGA professional, or they can go to pgajuniorleague.org.
We're here at the Springhaven Club with Philadelphia PGA partner Rothman Institute to discuss some common golf-related injuries and some tips for how you can prevent them. Here to help us deliver these tips are PGA professional Ben Debski and Rothman Institute sports medicine surgeon Donald Mazer.
Thanks, Leila. We're back again here at the Springhaven Club. My name's Ben Debski. I'm here with Dr. Donald Mazer. Last time we talked about common knee injuries. Today we're going to talk a little bit about prevention.
Thanks, Ben. You know, I tell my patients that are golfers, they need to work on 3 things. Number 1 is their flexibility. 2 is their core strength. 3 is their overall conditioning. And I think these are the 3 pillars or the 3 keys to avoiding injury, especially in a mature golfer. You know, as we mature, our tendons, our muscles, they're like rubber bands and they become a little less elastic. And flexibility is probably the key, and core strength to avoid back injuries, and then overall conditioning helps them in life.
That's great information, Doc. I think one thing those of you at home can do to help prevent some of these injuries in your golf swing is to stick to an open stance. So a lot of times you're taught a square stance to the target when you're taking your golf setup. I think to help prevent some of these injuries, you can actually open your stance by pulling your lead leg back away from the target, which will help prevent or minimize damage that you're doing to the lead leg. I hope you've enjoyed the tip. Great information from Dr. Mazer, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
We're starting a new segment on Inside Golf featuring some of the best food and drink items that facilities have on their menu. We're here in Chester County, Pennsylvania today at French Creek Golf Club with head golf professional Justin Regal, and he's going to tell us about one of their best-seller signature cocktails today.
Thank you, Leila. So our new drink here at French Creek is the French Creek Fizz. And what makes this drink unique is that we use a lot of items that are local. Our honey comes straight from our apiary, which is on the grounds. All of our spices and herbs that also come from the grounds. And even one of our mixers is from Bethlehem. It's a spectacular drink that our members can come in, grab. It's very refreshing. Go sit on our patio, watch some golf as they come in. And we're actually going to have our clubhouse manager, Nick Jarov, go ahead and make the drink for us so we can try it out.
Okay. First we start with the lemon.
Now tell me everything that this has in it.
So, French Creek Fizz, the original recipe has moonshine. I know it's
Perfect.
A little bit scary, like some people are still hesitant about that. 100% corn, so it's gluten-free. So we got a shot of that. Okay. Then, as Justin mentioned, it's a local from Bethlehem. It's a mixer, 100% organic mixer, lemongrass. We add that as well. Oops. About 3 ounces. Of course, just to stay local, really local, we have our honey. Just a little touch of that. Doesn't need a lot. Okay. And then we shake.
Beautiful presentation.
Just wait till you try it.
We finish with some club soda. And some lemongrass from our garden.
Beautiful. Excellent presentation. It's fantastic. Super refreshing, not too sweet. I can see why members love it.
It is great. You know, it's good on or off the golf course. You know, grab one when you come in and, you know, head out to the patio. And it's a great drink that Nick actually came up with. Did it on his own. His, you know, a little bit of mixology behind the bar. But it's very refreshing and local, which is great.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Justin. There'll be more to come on Inside Golf.
The one things the Americans have not learned how to do in the Ryder Cup is lose graciously. I mean, you don't want to lose, but
And welcome back. Inside Golf now continues with our award-winning teed-off panel. I'm in charge of giving out the awards, and Teed Off wins it just about every week. Let's meet these gentlemen. Oh, by the way, we are at beautiful Bluestone in Bluebell. Look at this beautiful golf course we have behind us. I mean, look at the lush conditions here at Bluestone. You got to get in touch with them and find out what it's all about to be a member. All right, let's go to our panel. Mr. Ken Dunnick is the publisher of the Philly Man, Jersey Man magazine.
Fresh
He's
off the
holding
press.
that with asbestos-tipped gloves,
Exactly.
right?
It doesn't get any hotter than this. They were just delivered in the parking lot. So we're very proud of this issue. I interviewed Doug Peterson myself, and he's a terrific guy. So hope you pick up a copy.
All right, that's Ken Dunnick. Next to him is Joe Logan, longtime contributor to Inside Golf. And Joe also has his own golf website, myphillygolf.com. And Chris Gardner, the aforementioned pro here at beautiful Bluestone. Thanks for having us again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's talk a little bit, fellas, as we go to the recent past. I have to bring it up, even though maybe I don't want to talk about it anymore. The Ryder Cup, Joe. My goodness. This could be a whole show, let alone one teed-off panel. What happened to the U.S. at Le Golf National in suburban Paris?
what we call an old-fashioned butt whipping would be basically what happened.
They even know how to say that in French, I guess.
Yeah.
Derriere or something, El Whippo.
El Whippo, that's right. It was not pretty for the Americans. It was hard to watch. In fact, there were times when I turned it off, walked away from it. I'd come back, turn the TV on, and take a peek, and it didn't get any better. Especially the last day. They started out okay, but gosh, it's hard to watch them struggle like that when these are all great players, greatest players in the world, and they're getting their hat handed to them by the Europeans, who are just better at the Ryder Cup than we are.
Yeah, they were better. Whether it was the course setup or just the execution, whatever the case may be, that Euro team came to play. Kenny, in hindsight, I guess it's easy to look at the disastrous weekend Phil Mickelson had and say, well, maybe he didn't belong on the team. But did he belong on the team?
Well, maybe he didn't belong in alternate shot, which is what I couldn't understand. One of the wildest drivers of the golf ball. You sit him out in the first 4-ball match, and then you start him in alternate shot, which is really not his strength. I thought that was a little bit confusing. I thought, the putting, Tiger literally made every putt in that Tour Championship, missed several makeable putts in the Ryder Cup, as did Dustin Johnson. Dustin Johnson, again, a great putter, just did not perform in that area. And, you had guys like Fleetwood and Molinari got hot at the wrong time. It just wasn't meant to be.
Well, and those two guys have been hot, not just going into the Ryder Cup, Chris. I mean, Molinari won a major. Fleetwood contended, it seemed, every week. I mean, they weren't exactly unknowns. Right. And they just, they kept their game level as it had been for the past Tour season.
They talked a lot about how the Americans had the highest world ranking average of any Ryder Cup ever. So the team was elevated to astronomical levels of this might be the best Ryder Cup team the U.S. has ever had. And from that standpoint, it very well might have been. But other than Spieth and Thomas, I don't know if anybody would really say that any of our players performed.
Tony Finau played pretty well.
Okay, you're right. Tony Finau did play well and had a great season as well. But the fact that it was 1 week right after the Tour Championship, it seemed like everybody was kind of grinding it out. Maybe they just wanted to be there a little bit more than we did. But it seemed kind of cramped at the end of that Tour season. I thought it was very interesting. I had a good read where they thought about, instead of the captain setting up, or the home captain setting up the golf course, a third party might get involved to set up the golf course to try to make it a little more neutral for both sides, because it seems like right now whoever's hosting has the absolute chance to win it.
Yes.
But
in this day and age, where guys don't play every week and they have ample opportunity, going to Europe for them is like going to the Jersey Shore. That's a little bit over the top, maybe as an analogy, but they can travel a lot. Why didn't the U.S. and the French Open was, I think, only one member of the Ryder Cup team played in the French Open this year. Is that sort of like, oh well, what difference does it make? We're still good no matter where the is going to be played.
Have the chance to travel to only see one of our members play in the French Open, and I think that was Justin Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, and he did play pretty well. He had seen it, and maybe they thought they could just show up the week of, take a quick look at it, and get it figured out. It didn't happen that way.
Yeah, and Joe, from a fatigue standpoint, I mean, Tiger had a great finish during the FedEx playoffs, won the Tour Championship. Everybody was excited, but then he has to get on a plane, here I go again with travel, get over to Paris and be ready to go in arguably the biggest event on the golf calendar. And he just hit the wall. He just looked like he was gassed.
Wasn't the biggest event on his calendar. I think it's fair to say.
Whatever.
There's a hidden message there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I mean, he is 42, 3 years old now. He'd had a big week, busy
2
week.
years away from maybe his career being over.
Yeah, maybe running on fumes. But, you know, I was just thinking, Chris, but the idea of having a third party set up the course, I like it the way it is. I think there should be home course advantage. In fact, at Hazeltine, as Rory McIlroy pointed out, the Americans set it up with big wide fairways because they're bombers, and the greens, you know, the Europeans are not as good hitting it off the tee, so the Americans got to take advantage of their strength. Right. In this case, the Europeans got to take advantage of their strength. Well, it's all part of it.
I think it was interesting, though, that they chose a golf course that they play every year. When's the last time the United States has chosen a golf course that's on the regular PGA Tour rotation? I can't think of one. So our guys are
task force working
our guys
on
are
that.
almost as foreign to that golf course as the Europeans are. So, you know, we're playing at Hazeltine, which hosts majors, and Medina and Valhalla, which they do see every so often. But it'd be nice to get a PGA Tour rotation in there, so our guys would be pretty comfortable.
You know, I get the home course advantage. I do think that that's a real thing, but it's hard to explain the extremely poor play. I read an article today where Patrick Reed, actually, if they counted all of his shots, shot 85.
Wow.
In a 4-ball match, and that's just, it seems incomprehensible for a player of his caliber. So
he was in his pocket about as much as he was in play.
Exactly. And the other thing is, you know, why does it always seem that after a U.S. loss, there's drama now? Oh, you never heard the Europeans squeak in terms of dissension or second-guessing their captain. I mean, if they lost, they lost. Now, when the Americans lose, it's like, you know, page 6 of the New York Post. What's going on here?
You know, I read a thing, John Feinstein, a great sports writer, has a piece in Golf World, I think, today, about how the one things the Americans have not learned how to do in the Ryder Cup is lose graciously. Graciously. I mean, you don't want to lose, but you know, they don't go into the other team's locker room and say, hey, good jobs, guys, like the Europeans do. I mean, Furyk got a lot of blame, more than I think he should. You know, they're just not there. They hop on their private jets and get out of town.
Well, hopefully in 2 years it'll be on home soil, Whistling Straits. Let's see how they set it up. Hope they win so that they're not bickering when it's all over. Thanks, guys. Our thanks to Bluestone, and we'll be back. More of Inside Golf in just a moment.
Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship-caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
Everyone is looking for something. Consistency, quality, peace of mind. Haverford Trust Company.
Everyone knows the 5 senses.
But what if we told you
There's more. An elusive sensation.
coaxed out only under ideal circumstances?
We can't fully describe it, but you'll know it.
When you feel it.
We call it the ultimate driving machine.
Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers today.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. And coming up next week, I'll be right back here at Bluestone Country Club, where they held recently a one-of-a-kind fashion show. The First Tee of Philadelphia had one of their young ladies come up with the idea of having a fashion show, hoping to raise money for the First Tee. And you know what the kicker was? The girls, who were the models, got to keep the outfits. That's pretty special. And we'll have our usual teed-off panel right here from Bluestone Country Club. I'm Harry Donahue. Thanks for joining us. And remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination MONTCO Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.